Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be going over some teams that can quickly kill things like the adventure board, the daily adventure board, as well as any pets that you end up seeing. This is geared more towards mid-game and later, as it might not be as accessible to early game players, as you would need to have at least level 10 all kingdoms to have that many stats, as well as some of these troops might be somewhat harder to obtain, simply because it does require a couple legends. However, there are no mythics used for any of these teams. Both adventure board and pets are things that are relatively quick to be able to kill, but with these methods you will be able to do it in under 5 minutes pretty consistently, which could possibly save a few minutes compared to doing it by other means. And I will be using the new copy-paste function that we end up getting in the most recent patch, which of course allows you just to go to manage team and basically paste whatever team you happen to have on your copy-paste at any given time into a slot, which greatly decreases the amount of time to switch a team when in certain game modes, like raids, evasions, pet battles, and so forth. Things that you aren't normally able to use your normal teams. Normally, if you're in a battle, like let's say PvP, you can of course choose from any team that you happen to already have set up anywhere here. Whereas if you go and do it in a pet battle over here, we are restricted to absolutely none of our teams, so we have to use the copy-paste function in order to be able to place those teams in. So right here, we're just basically going to go with Sunbird, Imperial Jewel, Firebomb, and Mirage Queen, one of the two quicker, lower-level runs. These are used for the first few battles of pet battles, and it can also be used up until about 3,000 points within the daily adventure board. So right here, we're just going to want to get the full mana onto our Sunbird, which doesn't seem to be around right now. I'll go grab that. That should be able to just kill it out and go from there. If you want to use a... this is set up in a way that you can use absolutely any hero class with it. Obviously, if you want to, you'd most likely want to use a half mana start hero class, as more often than not, that would end up working out best. I'm currently not doing one of those just because I already have all of them leveled, but of course, if you do want to put that there, that would end up working decently better. However, it is set up in a way that any hero class you would be able to get away with and still be able to consistently win at a quick pace. The other one's geared a little bit more towards not needing a hero, in which case you would actually win slightly quicker than this team. However, more often than not, given that all of the adventure board as well as the pet battles end up giving 2 XP each per battle for your hero, which is quite a bit more compared to challenges and explore and stuff, which only give 1 XP each. Given that these battles are so quick and easy for 2 XP each, it is generally advised to use a hero class that you don't have leveled already in these game modes in order to farm free XP essentially onto those hero classes. Then what we'll be able to do right here is simply go and switch into one of our other teams, which doesn't take any time at all pretty much. All we have to do is go and copy it from wherever we want to copy from, either a notepad or something, and just put it right in. And we're already good to go. Just have it on your copy paste, click the paste button, and it's already in within about, what, 5 seconds or so? Compared to before, where it could take about around 30 seconds to a minute to switch out your teams. So it's actually viable now within pet battles ever since the most recent patch to go and switch out your team to basically make it whatever the most optimal is for the level range. And there are other ways of doing it other than these teams. It's just, this is one methodology of going around it. Ooh, I should have done a gold boost there. And I'm currently not using Thief. This team actually is most optimal with Thief. The other version of it that I'll be showing does actually use it with Thief. Unfortunately, that's one of the bad things about not using it with Thief, is you don't get that free 7 damage to last slot every single time you go and get an extra turn, which does come in handy for making key work properly. It's one of the few hero classes where using the weapon of the hero class is actually most optimal in the hero class that it came from. Oh, should have taken that brown first. But oh well, should be able to get most of our browns here. That'll be fail for 4 short. That is exactly how short we are. Should have taken those browns, but oh well. That should be enough gold. We got an extra turn out of it. Be able to get our kill. Another instance where having that thief there would have been able to kill that, but we'll still be able to kill it pretty quickly. Obviously, right now I'm using a hero class that I'm just trying to level, same as before. We're just currently using Sunspare for that purpose. And similarly, while this team is penalized slightly by not using a slightly more optimal hero class, you are getting 2 XP per battle, similar to how we were doing it for the previous battle there. Well, we'll go take our last little bit extra turn, get our Egg Thief up, which is the most important thing. You get your greed first in order to gold boost ratio, and then you can pretty much just go crazy from there. We'll get the last of our gold there, get our last destroy. He, of course, boosting on all that gold, so we can go and just double kill this. Do the last little bit of our damage. Go for our key again. 1 mana short, luckily we get off that skull, which will then allow us to go right into double kill. And once again, it looks like it's going to take us a triple cast. Normally we can get it around in about double However, there are some that do gain slightly more stats, like if they gain a armor boost off of something, and also you sometimes have to deal with revives or just slightly underkilling in some specific instances. And for this last one right here, we're going to go and use Skull Spam into this. Skull Spam with Web Spinner in front. Web Spinner does basically 3 times damage to everything in the entire game. It ends up webbing and ends up doing extra damage to anything that it webs, so you can end up getting a lot of damage. Right here, ideally, with the team that we're using right now, we should only need to cast every single thing on our team once. Stargazer right off the front just to go and get herself a bunch of damage, and then the other one just to clear everything out. So I'm going to do this. Might be a little bit weird doing on a board that we get absolutely nothing on, but we need to try setting up this board to do something. Wow, we have a really, really bad board right now. I guess we'll just take that skull. As you can see, pretty much every single one of our skulls is going to one-shot there. However, we are not able to get our extra turn until he just cascaded it for us, so thank you for that. That allows us to win now, so let's go for extra turn, and pretty much just kill it like that. Unfortunately, I did just cascade into not getting an extra turn. We'll take that for now, and never mind, that is still enough to kill it, and there we go. And then we just do the same premise again, Stargazer right off the bat to give us the attack we need to one-shot or almost one-shot. Then we can start using the other troops' alignments to try to kill them all out. So this is a really bad starting board, but we'll go for that, get that right onto our first slot. Ideally have alignment here, which once again looks like we are not going to have. So much so that it's not even worth casting 1 to 2. I will want to take out mana that isn't one of the ones in play right now, though. So we are going to go for the yellow. It looks like we'll get a double skull. So obviously we don't want to take away the yellow or green, so we can actually get these alignments. And then just start poking it a billion times with these. So we'll go for that just to get our mana replenished in case we need another cast, which it looks like we might end up needing. Oh no! He ended up killing out our... that can happen sometimes. With his high attack, he did end up killing out our Web Spinner, which ends up slowing it down a decent amount if that does happen. More often than not, you can still use the attack boost and still kill it out. However, this situation doesn't look as good this time around. But it looks like we should still be able to get it killed in a decent speed, just not as optimal this time. Looks like he's going to hit us a little bit there, which... oh no, that's the one we needed for the alignment. Oh, never mind. No, we have her. It's just we don't have her at full mana, so that should be fine. We'll just be able to give it the attack boost and go from there. One more cast of her should be able to do it. And as long as he doesn't kill us, gosh, wouldn't that be a fail if we die with this? Almost looks like we are going to do this time around. Actually, once I know what that problem is. No wonder why we're failing right here. I was like, wait, why is this not doing as much? Is it because they have 20% extra stats this week? Gosh, of course the event week would make that fail. That would also explain why Key wasn't killing. I was kind of wondering there, because I know occasionally they can have enough stats, but normally they wouldn't, so okay. Well, luckily there's a retreat button for a reason, because you can infinitely just keep going back right into it. That's one nice thing about pets and the adventure board is if you do happen to fail for whatever reason, like right there, you do have infinite tries. Though normally this would kill out first time. That's 20% is what's actually throwing that off massively. But luckily we got a way better starting board. One other thing that we can also do with this team, given that we are so dependent on so many empowereds with alignment, you can just keep restarting the battle over and over and over again until you get really optimal alignments at the starter board. And apparently that's going to be what we might just need to do here. Because those extra stats is really ruining us, because that one skull that he ends up getting just does so much more damage with 20%. Wouldn't think 20% would make that huge of a difference, but this team has literally never failed, yet you give them 20% and just wants to fail forever. But we'll go move that. Looks like we got a way, way better starting board this time around, so that's nice. We'll be able to get our extra turns from that cascade, and it looks like we should be fine from here. Finally! So we'll go and take the little move over there. How to win quickly by not winning quickly. Normally you won't ever need to cast Web Spinner. You're already going to have the web effect, so you don't really need to ever go for him. And one more skull if we don't massively fail. We'll end up killing him. Yeah, we'll do this and just do it into green. Should be able to have it unless he denies us immediately. Luckily, it cascades into that. And there we go. Anyways, that's it for pet battles. Let's go show it now for the other end. So, of course, there are a bunch of level ranges that you can end up using these various teams for. I kind of divided it up right over here. If we go under, actually, I might as well just do it underneath this page over here. So there are several ranges that you can end up using these for. The first one, which was what we were just showing for this, where you can use any hero class, goes up to about 3,000 points for this game mode. It's just a standard kind of explore team that you would end up using. Firebomb version, not the Leprechaun version, to allow you to use it with any hero class, particularly ones that don't have half mana start. This is the same as one of the other ones. However, you can, of course, just use it with any hero class. This is the Skull Spam team, which we'll be using for any of them that are 8,000 plus in order to kill out the higher ones very quickly. This is the same thing as a thief, except it actually uses the same thing as the other one, except it actually uses optimal thief traits. Generally, if you're using this team, you want to use it with this setup right here on thief. It already has natural half mana start, and then you set it to Hunter's Mark, extra 2 damage for daggers, which actually does give you 2 damage because of the skeleton key counts as a dagger. 5 gold every turn, just to speed up gold, and because gold. Dark Storm, which is mainly just used to increase extra turn chance. Stealthy, so they don't target your hero. Dodge, because there's really no point in going with any of these other two. And the 7% chance to get a kill every single time you kill. And this will allow you to speed up battles, even though it's going to be very rare, since it's only 7% every single time you get those kills. However, it will help speed it up. This goes to about 8,000 for these on the adventure board, and Sunbird Rowain with the Leprechaun version of it with Mirage Queen, which ends up going a little bit further up to about 5,000. I think you can almost go up to 6,000 even too, or even 7,000 depending on your stats. However, given that some people might have lower stats, just 5,000 for it. Can go further than the other one because Sunbird Rowain does way more damage than Sunbird plus hero weapon. But anyways, let's go and do all these then. Really quick, just showing you with that. I guess we'll use the speedier versions. Do keep in mind you generally do want to use it with hero class in order to get free XP. But let's go show the quicker versions of them just to show off their speed. We will be trading off the 2 XP for quicker wins. However, this will be a lot more consistent at just killing them out basically instantly. As you saw right there, our Sunbird naturally wouldn't have had enough mana there if we were to doing it with like a Firebomb or something else. Whereas we were able to get Rowain there simply because of our explosion off of that. Generally, one of those two is almost guaranteed going to get full mana, and then you simply kill with it. And if you happen to not have enough damage for whatever reason, which is why this can go up to about like 6,000 or so, you simply just cast whichever one you didn't cast. So if you cast Rowain, you then cast Sunbird, or Sunbird, then Rowain, either or. And it ends up working out quite decently. So right here, this is going to be one of those instances where we don't have enough damage, so I'm going to do that in order to get enough mana. Unfortunately, we got silence there. However, fortunately, that skull hit was able to knock it into a low enough range. So right here, the first battle of every single one is very low, so we're going to deliberately just move around a little bit here and go to the weaker battles right now, and then we'll switch over to Key Team. Since we are doing this with normal teams and we do have the capability of switching between any of them that we want, we don't have to go and copy-paste like we were before with the function. We can simply just go and click on the team that we want and switch that way. So right here, even though this could possibly go to 5,200, actually, you know what? We will go do it against 5,200 real quick, just to kind of show if it can. Set up to about 5,000, but yeah, it could probably go up to this one. You just have to cast both once. You definitely won't be able to get it in one hit, so good, perfect cast key for that. So we just do that, cast one, cast the other one, and if you didn't get mana that luckily, you would just go for the Leprechaun there, be able to get your mana, and yeah, you can easily go up to 5,200 with it. And next we'll just go and take out these two, then we can switch to Skeleton Key for the other one, and then kill it out with the Skull Spam. And even at that instance, we might not even need to switch into the immediate one. We could just go right into the larger one if we really wanted to. But we'll clear that out. Go for this other one right over here. But for the sake of showing more variety, we will go show it with a Skeleton Key and kill it out that way. Oh, look, we even got a Glory Gnome. It's not even a Gnome event right now. Always great to see that. That's the best Gnome in the game. Every drop is amazing on it, and it also has the best drop of any gnome. That's not a vault key, which is the 1,000 Glory drop, which is worth about 45 gems, and we got it. So that's perfect. So yeah, that's the best drop that has. Quite convenient. So right here, we'll go switch over to the Skeleton Key team, which is really quick just by clicking on that. And this is using it properly with the Thief Hero class. So right here, hopefully we'll be able to get... Oh, wow. What's with all the gnomes all of a sudden? I don't mind, though. But, of course, same premise as how we were using it before, except now it's even stronger because of Thief. We just go and get Egg Thief as quickly as possible. We then go max out gold if it's not already. Use Skeleton Key, get our double kill, and rinse and repeat in order to clear everything out. I believe you can also technically take out the final battle with this. And I guess we'll go show it. Might as well. Showed it with the other one. I'm pretty sure in most level ranges, you would have enough damage to kill this. Actually, no, I lied. You'd be slightly short. Though I guess since you're using Thief, yeah, this actually would have enough damage. You would have to get Thief extra turns, though, in order to pinch it into extra damage to actually bring it to kill range. So the 7 damages that lower it down. But yeah, it does look like you would be able to kill this out with a maxed out key. However, we would need that to be maxed out. We can't do it at a lower than max range. If we do it right now, that will definitely not be enough damage. However, now that we have max, that should be enough to kill those two. Apparently not, but pretty close. The one thing that we were able to get there, it looks like, was a 7% instant kill. So as you can see, he just dropped dead out of nowhere, and that's from the final perk on Thief Hero class. There's a few other hero classes that have it too, though Thief is the most viable in the context of this team for having that extra little bit of damage. Very rare that it triggers, but whenever it does help speed things up a little bit. And the whole premise of all these is to try saving out time. So we're just going to go for this, double key him. Looks like we will fail a little bit on that hit. So yeah, it does look like we would probably want to use that other one here. Key doesn't seem to have enough damage. Maybe in the future when we have slightly more damage, or if he got a lot of extra turns, it wouldn't, I would be able to chip them down. But it does look like we are around like a 5 or so damage short, but that's normally what you use the Thief's 7 damage for. But anyways, now we can just go into the bigger one, which is what we were showing earlier. Web Spinner, Apophysis, Fist of Zorn, Stargazer. Not really a viable way to put hero into this without slowing it down massively. Obviously, if you were to replace out something from this team, the replacement would be to get rid of Stargazer for something else. However, you normally need Stargazer's ability in order to get that extra attack so you can actually go into one-shot range. So right here, I do not believe we have alignment on that, do we? I need extra turn for, I'm probably going to mess this up massively, but I'm going to do this. Okay, good, that kind of works. Not exactly, but close enough. And then we just kill it with that, and we're good to go. So we'll do that. And I always need to clear it out one last final time for the 2 shiny VIP keys. Also, I didn't really mention it as we were doing these, but we also got pretty lucky today with getting like 2 of the better ones, which is perfect for showing this right now. We ended up getting the 2 best Tacet you can even get. The 100 gem one and the biggest key one, which gives 2 VIP keys and 10 gem keys. We'll clear this out. Obviously, the stats are pretty high here. Though they are relatively weak troops, as you can see, so not really too big of a issue here to really deal with them. Unfortunately, we do not have any extra turn alignment, which we can utilize here, so I'll just go take that for some mana. That actually does get a kill. That will slow us down slightly here again, kind of like before. Normally, you can keep Web Spinner alive, but this battle does have slightly higher stats, and it looks like this time around we were not able to. Doesn't look like we have an option, so we might just have to go down the Stargazer route for a second cast on that, just to make sure that we have enough damage on it. Of course, one nice thing about it on Web Spinners, you get triple the effectiveness on it. But right here, it looks like we won't go for it just because we already have that just laying there, so we are going to want to go for it. Doesn't look like we have a good drop here, though. I think I still go for it because it's going to give us alignment afterwards. Oh, no. Actually, let me get rid of that just so he doesn't do anything. So if we don't have alignment here, we're probably just going to go for one more attack buff. Get that on there, and then we can just clear it out with this loop. Should be enough. Nope, looks like it is going to be a little bit short because we don't have Web Spinner's triple, but oh well. We'll go be able to get it in 2 more hits. His 1 hit won't be able to hit us out. And let's see, which one is better at this point? I guess we just take this one for now. And yeah, that will be better because we just go right into a skull, and that will kill it out. But anyways, those are those teams as far as what you can use to try to quick kill these with. They're basically around the premise of use a empower troop to fill up troops that have a lot of damage that then win by casting 1 time each is basically the premise in every single one of these teams. You get the big empower, those feed your 1 cast damage sources, and then your 1 cast damage sources end up winning the battle. And then in the last one right there where we use the skull spam, everything already gets to start with the mana, not even just our mana generator, but even our offensive options, and we just do it simply with skulls rather than casting. More often than not, you do want to go down the cast route, though when you start getting into the higher level range where you might need something like, let's say, Mang with a high attack, or like in that case, Web Spinner, in order to actually be able to kill them out, you do want to go down the basically empower all your damage sources and then kill them out with skulls rather than casting. But that is everything with that as far as methods that you can do to quick kill. Very similar to that of what you would use for Explore and mid-level, low-level PvP and stuff like that. If you still have any other questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Best of luck with your daily adventures as well as the pet battles, and I will catch all of you later. Goodbye, everyone, and thanks for watching.